Oh, it's been 6 minutes. Okay. Uh, where's where is it? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Gotta put the thing back on. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. But is there another one? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. The small one. I'm just gonna sit here for a while. Just listen to this. Yeah, I love Mario Paint. Love me some Mario Paint. 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 Mario. 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 Mario Paint. Mario. Welcome to Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Welcome to Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Welcome to Mario Kart. Mario. Mario. Was that one movie I want to watch? Give me a second. It was like this Kubrick one. I hate accidentally hitting that shit. Who is the bracket keys anyway? So what's a film about bananas? Bananas. Hopefully they don't say anything racist in this fucking movie. The Caribbean Sea? Wait, hold up. Was this made? 1935? Man, what they did in Nicaragua was not cool. Very unchill, man. Fucked up. Man, fuck the banana company, man. Why can't we even, like, it's so funny that we literally can't even have fucking bananas without having some, like, massive fucking issue with it. Because they fucked even bananas up. I'm gonna feel bad about bananas. I guess that's pretty bananas, am I right? Let's watch it. I'm curious. What are they gonna say? What are they even gonna say about bananas? What could they possibly say about bananas? What could they possibly say? Let's visit some of these countries. I don't think we should. No sound, no sauce, no sugar. Nature at its best. Is this a silent film in 1935? What, they didn't have the budget for a microphone? Isn't this by the United States government? Did they just not into Guatemala City? Oh no, not doing the Guatemala. They're gonna say something that's ridiculous. We got all our bananas from Guatemala, consensually from all the citizens of Guatemala, and then the Guatemalans are like, the fuck you did? Ancient customs still exist. Oh jeez. But maybe it'd be fun. Maybe it's just like, you know, an informational video, if a little dated about. Oh jeez. What is happening, man? What are they doing? Is this by the United States government, or is this like a third party kind of deal? I want to blame the right person. About bananas. Oh, what's that one about Fallout? Oh, I love Fallout. Let's watch it.
These are particles of radioactive fallout. And this is how a single particle looks magnified several hundred times.
Looks pretty bad.
A radioactive piece of matter from a nuclear explosion.
Looks pretty bad.
These few particles can't do us any significant harm.
I guess, yeah.
But should there be a nuclear attack, many billions of them would fall from the sky and settle to Earth, releasing radiation that could cause sickness or death in the area where they fall.
That's true. That is true. You're spitting. You're very much spitting in this case. I will say, a lot of things were wrong. A lot of things were wrong in these informational videos. But somehow, yes, they got the Fallout thing perfectly right. And I guess this was made in 1963, so I'm like, well, they had like years to know like how it. I think the issue is that they didn't know how it would affect people in like the longest term. They knew like, oh yeah, it kind of fuck you up, but they didn't know how bad it would do it in the long term. And I guess this is like 1960, so they probably knew like, all right, well no, it's gonna fuck people up really bad. Let's not ever do that again. Unless of course we have a let's call it a Cuban Missile Crisis of some kind. Perhaps we have a missile crisis of some sort. Perhaps a Cuban one. I do say the visuals are pretty cool. Experimental. About a boot out. Fallout. Oh, that is cool. All right, that's cool. You got me. That's pretty cool. You got me. Department of Defense. The Office of Civil Defense. All right, let's see what this is. If our country should ever be attacked by nuclear weapons, many would die instantly from the destructive blast and heat. There is no certainty about which places they'd be hit. No, there is very certainty. Millions more outside the relatively small areas, complete destruction would be spared. However, they'd be endangered by a broader threat, the spreading radioactive fallout which covered most of the country. We owe to ourselves, our family, and our country to know how to protect ourselves from fallout. Okay, dog. Our survival could depend on how well we prepare to meet this threat. Yeah, no, there's not much you could do, but I guess they at least wanted to try. Also, I'm telling you, in my other monitor, I'm looking up, actually, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. It's unnecessary. You don't need to know that. It's VTubers. I'm curious. I was looking at there is a radioactive VTuber. There's several probably at this point, but there at least is one that I've watched. So that's interesting.
To begin with, it may be surprising to know that radiation is something we live with every day. Far back in time, back before there was an Earth,
all the way
flaming
there?
fireballs in space.
Whoa.
We call them stars.
We did? What happened now? Why we changed?
Millions upon millions of them.
This is impressive.
Each star, like our own sun, is a raging nuclear...
Also, by the way, they drew this probably. They have like a paint. So I think the gist of it right here is that they painted over like a like they painted it. They painted it. They painted it. Oh, actually, you know, I just realized I could probably put my little VTuber thing on there. Actually, let me open that shit. Let me see. Where is that thing? I downloaded a new thing. VTuber. Let's see. I might as well. Wrong one. There it is. There's that one, and there's this one. Is it the right one? No. Is it the recording layout? Okay, yeah, I'll just use it. It'll be fine. But no, I just like, okay, I could just copy paste this. So copy this back to this window. Go over here and paste this duplicate here. Actually, I don't need a duplicate necessarily. I could just use a reference. Put reference, I guess. It's the same fucking thing. Same difference. YouTuber reacts to stream. YouTuber reacts to nuclear fallout. So true.
Nuclear furnace that shoots out showers of particles too tiny to be matter as we conceive it, along with invisible forces that we call...
Also, by the way, I love their accents. Matter. They don't say matter. They say matter. Because they have the fucking West Atlantic, whatever the fuck accent. Or East Atlantic accent.
Radiation. This radiation and these particles travel through space at fantastic speeds until they strike some other matter, which may make new flares of radioactivity.
So true.
They strike wandering asteroids, moons, and planets such as our own.
So true.
Everything in space, Earth included, receives this radiation.
Skies partly cloudy this afternoon, clearing by...
Lots of radiation. Oh yeah, I forgot it's called the sun.
Background radiation is all around us in tiny quantities.
Fantastic. Why is so
Nature
fantastic?
even planted unstable atoms deep inside the Earth itself. They decay one by one, here and there, in a barrage of inconceivably
The sun.
small and
Have you
silent
heard of it?
explosions.
The sun, Four
Each
Eyes.
explosion is another spark of radiation. All life on Earth has reached its present form in company with radiation from this naturally occurring radioactivity.
So true.
Extremely thin, with extremely low-level intensity, it has always been with us.
I don't know about extremely low level intensity, but I guess this was the 1960s. Maybe they just didn't realize that the ozone was a thing.
It is nothing new.
Ooh. 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 Hit it with the...
We don't worry about the small amounts of natural background radiation. But to safely handle larger amounts,
You can't. You'll die.
we must keep our distance and shield ourselves.
Shield ourselves.
For as the amounts increase, so do the dangers. The amount of energy generated by a nuclear explosion is enormous.
Yeah, I think so. I think I could agree with that.
Area, there is almost total destruction from blast and heat.
God, I wish that were me.
And now, large amounts of pulverized debris and molten earth are pulled up into the mushroom cloud. This is where radioactive fallout is formed.
Speaking of fallout, now just a little bit more. What's it called? I just don't get it. Why do I don't get why people just don't see the appeal of. I don't think people get it. People don't see the appeal of getting evaporated by a nuclear bomb. No, I keep thinking about like I don't think why do people like naked people? That's gross. Why would you want to be naked? It's gross. It's grotesque. Now scantily clad or even fully clothed. Now that's better. You can't. I don't get it. I just don't get it. People have never. What's it called? People have never ever bladder. What's that saying? Because I never been honest. My love's gone. My love's gone. My love's gone. Oh. I didn't die for a dream and not the dream to make up from. Was that one song called? Oh boy, I really hope there aren't any ads in there. 12-ounce mouse. Whoa. My mic stand's a little needs a little oil. Needs a little oil. Oil. Wasn't there that one? Wow. Oil paintings, oil paintings, oil paintings. Hold up. Well, that is on your side. The stream is fine on my side somehow. I didn't know it was possible. Let's watch. I don't want to watch videos. La 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 la. La la. What's that one song going? Playboy Archie acapella. La 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 la.
That bitch ain't wanna tell. That bitch ain't want my jerk.
Ooh.
I pull up on these hoes.
Ooh.
I'm riding in that spaceship. These hoes, they want my pole.
Ooh.
These hoes on the other dick.
Yeah.
This bitch ain't want young cat. Pia on the track. Bitch, give me back.
Ooh, that one didn't age well. When was the last time that Playboy Cardi collaborated with Pierre Bourne? I just realized that it has been a while. It has been a moment. It has been a minute. It has been indeed a second.
Tatted on the back.
Ooh.
Tatted on her neck.
What?
Carry Cardi back.
Damn.
Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna know. Shawty wanna get. Shawty wanna pop. Shawty wanna live. And I still pop here. And I go on drill.
And
Shawty wanna fuck.
This is definitely from like, I'm gonna say maybe 2018, maybe 2019. I'm gonna say 2019. 2019. Because you could tell about his flow. I don't know. It might be a pre self-titled era, but I think this is definitely a like a or not pre self-titled. It could be like a pre or self-titled era, but I think this is definitely like post self-titled dial-lit era. Let me see.
She just wanna feel. I be on the X.
I don't know. I think it'd be either. Yeah.
I be on the pill. Bitch, you wanna fuck. Fuck my ex still. We trapping in the hell. So one in the hell. Better how I feel. Bentley cool, no deal.
Ooh.
Bitch, you wanna fuck.
Yeah.
Shawty wanna feel.
Yeah.
100,000 flow. 100,000 flows. Switch
And
up
then
like
you
I
got
could
Millie
close.
Rock.
Switch up like I chain hole. Got a lot of the hole.
Got a
Got a lot of cold.
Got a lot
Got
of-
a body low.
got a lot-
Nigga overdose.
Go
Yeah, my
overdose.
sweat so clean.
Got a name.
That bitch is on me.
Been on me.
That bitch 104.
Wanna fuck.
TMZ.
TMZ.
Gucci coat tail.
Gucci coat.
Hustle Benny Hill. Shawty got it big. Shawty wanna live.
Yeah.
Fuck her in the crib.
What? It's so true. So true, Cardi. Let's play that back.
That bitch ain't wanna tell.
Uh.
That bitch ain't want my jerk.
Ooh.
I pull up on these hoes.
Yes.
I'm riding in that spaceship.
Indeed.
These hoes, they want my pole.
I agree.
These hoes on the other dick.
That's true.
That bitch ain't want young cat.
So true.
Pia on the track.
He ain't
Bitch, give me back.
nothing.
Tatted on the back.
Uh-uh.
Tatted on her neck.
Pierre.
Carry Cardi back.
Ain't there.
Shawty wanna live.
Yeah.
Shawty wanna live.
Shawty wanna live.
Shawty wanna get. Shawty wanna pop. Shawty wanna live. And I still pop here. And I go on drill. Shawty wanna fuck.
Man.
She just
Remember that one song that Pierre Bourne made? Hold up. What's the first like album he made? Not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1. Good movie. Oh yeah, he did make that album, didn't he? Ken Carson. Who is this Ken Carson fella? I never heard of him. What's that one? What's the mixtape? What's it called? What's it called? Action Bronson. See, that's what you gotta search. The accent. You gotta search old mixtapes. Let's see. Hold up. You see this shit. Not modern Memphis rap. Nothing wrong with modern Memphis rap, but see the old shit. The fucking fact that they had to like record like their own like Memphis rappers sampled Memphis rappers during the time of Memphis rap, and we still do have like those same acapellas. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm on a motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm on a motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm on a motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck? Wait, let me listen to that song. I pray there's no ad, because any ad that comes through will automatically fucking eat my ass. But you know, whoa, video. I love when I get a recommended video. Whoa, pants. Whoa. Anyway, whoa, YouTube Shorts. Whoa, hold up. Whoa, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Just someone wandering through a thing. Hold up. Killer, killer. Yeah, gangster, but. Killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, this was getting hard. Fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker. Killer, killer, what the fuck you gon' do? I'ma clock my 9 and pop up, motherfucker.
Well, that goes to show you that Gangster Pat is one bad
motherfucker. I love these old, like, this more moments of love. I forgot the title of it. I've heard it at least once though. Wait. Wait. It's such a good like beat, and you want to know why? It's because it's simple. It's because it's just simple. It's just very hummable and catchy. Very good. And also, this entire time I've been looking at HoloLive fan art on the other monitor. It looks very cute. My favorite is still Amelia design wise. I don't watch any of their goddamn streams anymore. I'm 80 years old now. So let me search that song. I can't search too many songs on here though. I can't search too many songs. The Jackbox Naughty Pack. Quiet Storm, yeah, that's definitely that song. Ooh. It's so easy to sample shit like this because it's just like it's like sample me. Well, I don't know. Come on, please. Come on, just one sample. Come on. Just one sample, please. Because it already has like, and then it goes for 10 minutes. Man, like this, like I'm gonna save this song. I forgot this was the title. I didn't know this was the title. Moments of Love. Who's Afraid of the Art of Noise? So true. Also, yeah, 10 minutes for a track like this. Yeah, no, this would have been. This would have gone triple platinum in my house, man. If I knew this was a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Is this? Everyone trying to be Yumi Nikki. I see it. I see the vision. Is this like a? Is this like a the Markiplier like a It's like straight up.
空気感だな。
とりあえず Everybody trying to be Yumi Nikki, but nobody's trying to be Kanye West.
目的とかもわかんないんだよね。エ
Everybody's
ンディン
Markiplier.
グはあるらしいので、それ目指してやってこうと思うんですけど。
I don't know what he's saying, but I feel what he's saying.
何をしろっていうのがないから。とりあえず歩き回ってみるか。作用を眺めながら歩き回るか。
By the way, I have no idea what this fucking game's called. Oh, it's on Steam. Okay, here we go.
ずっと同じ景色だな。
Hopefully it's not Seyo. Oh wow. Well, there we go. Well, there goes the show. Sure. Well, there goes the show. Okay. Well, there goes the show. Seyo is one bad motherfucker. By the way, here's that game. Oh, I can't, wait, can I play it? That's so funny. It tells me to sign in the chat. It gives me like a giant like bar to sign in the chat when I'm already signed in because I have to be signed in to stream. Yeah, so I'll have to remember this game for later. It's on my wish list. Everything's on my wish list. Yeah. It's crazy that Shia versus Kanye West. I thought we were just watching that, but no. Oh yeah, I was doing Austin Fallout.
The radioactive atoms produced in the explosion join with the particles of earth and debris. The mushroom-shaped cloud forms and climbs higher.
Yo, shout out to the mushroom clouds.
It now contains billions of highly radioactive particles of matter that we call fallout. The strong winds of the upper altitudes go to work on the cloud, blowing it off in one or more directions. Gravity tugs on the particles. The larger and heavier ones sink toward the ground, while the lighter particles continue to drift with the wind. Some of the lightest particles remain suspended in the upper atmosphere. As time passes, their radioactivity grows weaker, so that the longer they remain aloft, the less dangerous they are. But the heavier particles, spread by high-altitude winds, fall to the ground within 24 hours. Several miles from the explosion, they are about the size of table salt or fine sand. These are the most dangerous, because they carry the greatest number of radioactive atoms and so emit the largest amount of nuclear.
These may be dangerous. They will be Matt Villain. Hold up. It's like the MF Doom. Spider. Oh, yes, fantastic. 4 samples. They may be Mad Villain.
But how did you get permission to return to New York, Master?
From the efforts of a misguided fool.
It's
Free enterprise. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have some blasted government bureaucrat. I'm gonna run my business.
But
Will be that is the driving the states on an island, and there's nothing you can do about it. I just hope you know what you're doing, don't I always? Beef rep. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, hit the... Ooh. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Would you like a snack? Ooh, hit him. Oh, this is so hard. Wait, is it gonna do the thing? Yeah, it did the thing. That this civil sense. Able to have the rights which I choose to give them. That is all not good.
I do, Dr. Doom. I have for all our years together. But
Ooh, that sound? Ooh.
They disappoint me. They must work faster, Boris. The satellite tracking station must be completed before the Americans launch their space platform.
It's so hard.
The guidance system Goron teleported here must be in place on time.
but the prisoner,
Yes. The young traitor who is
outside to judge with people against me.
Watch him carefully, Boris.
He's gonna do the thing?
I have special plans for that one.
Ooh! Oh shit! Da, 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 da. Bow, 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 ba-da, do, 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 do. With butter. Oh, oh, that chop. Oh, I'm about to. Yeah. Repeat that?
Plans for that one.
Hit it with it? Hold up. Ooh. Oh, he's. I missed that, man. Only someone like Doom can know how to make something that classic with just those 2 seconds. Oh man. Oh man. Imagine him just watching some shit and he's just like, stop the tape. Stop the tape. he just said, stop the count. I need to record this now. That's so fire. That's so fucking fire. That's so heat. That's peak right there. That's peak right there. That's peak. Rip the homie, yeah. I can't get over this. There's so many good. Ooh. Food. We need food. That's so hard. Wait.
wait! Bring him to me!
Food. We need food.
That's classic. I can't. That's classic. Man. Why? That's that classic shit, man. That's that classy shit. You already know. That's that classy shit, man. They don't know about that. They don't know about that classy shit.
Please. Food. We need food.
That's such a good chop. God damn. God damn. Wait, bring them to me, friends. How many of us have them?
Nuclear radiation.
If this had MF Doom, it'd be way easier to watch.
Which brings us to an all-important fact.
The soundtrack release? Absolutely not. He cut this just from the show. Radiation.
And this gives us an invaluable ally. Time. Suppose a nuclear explosion takes place at 12 noon.
Okay.
By 1 o'clock, the total force of the residual radiation is at a high level.
Okay.
By 7 o'clock, it's down to 1/10.
Okay.
In 2 days, although still dangerous, it's only 1/100th. But in 2 weeks, it's only 1/1,000th.
Okay. Wait, wouldn't it be worse because it's smaller though?
With this decay rate in mind, consider radioactive fallout conditions which might confront us after a massive attack.
Oh, there's no
Within
way
an
this is gonna be
hour,
accurate.
Fallout would be a serious problem in the vicinity of explosions which occur on or near the ground. By 7 hours after the attack, the fallout area covers more and more of the country as the prevailing winds expand the fallout in a downwind pattern. 24 hours, 48 hours. Without shelter, millions would face death.
Millions will die.
A few days later, those who have taken shelter will survive. In many areas, people can even leave shelter for brief periods of time to carry out important tasks.
You are fucking kidding yourself. You are not serious. You cannot be fucking serious. You cannot be serious. They just said after, like a week after a nuclear explosion, you'll be able to go outside and carry out important tasks. Like, what would be that important? What would be that important at that point? Getting your mail? Godspeed the mail carriers, because if there is a nuclear attack, they still will be walking out there. Now, remember the dude who was walking outside at fucking 9/11? That dude was a troop. He said, "Well, I gotta get this shit done. At least I got retirement soon." There's no goddamn way. What did you say?
Days later, 48 hours. Without
Pay your
shelter,
taxes.
millions would face death.
Of course, of course.
A few days later, those who have taken shelter will survive.
Okay.
In many areas, people can even leave shelter for brief periods of time to carry out important tasks.
What are you yapping about? What are you on about? What are you... Bro, what are you talking about?
Oh, hell no!
Wrong one. I do like that one, though.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Like, there's no way I'm going... There is no goddamn way I'm going outside. Hell or high water. Now, I guess the only way I'd be going outside is if I need water.
In 2 weeks, most people can leave their shelters for longer periods as the radioactivity decays to lower levels. The lesson is obvious. We must shield ourselves from radiation through the dangerous period. To do this, we need more than time. Fortunately, we have another ally. Distance.
Oh, yes.
The greater our distance from the fallout particles, the less radiation we receive. You would receive less radiation in the middle of a tall building than you would receive on the top or bottom floors.
There is no goddamn way he's trying to... They did not know anything about radiation, did they? They did not know anything about this shit. It said, stand on a tall building.
Because there would be more distance and partitions between you and the source of the radiation.
I guess.
The fallout particles which would cover the roof and the ground around the building.
I guess.
Only an insignificant amount would get inside.
What? Okay, sure. But that wouldn't be the
Finally,
issue.
along with decay rate and distance, we have still another and very important ally.
Okay.
Mass.
Okay.
When highly radioactive fallout covers our immediate area, we can shield ourselves through the most dangerous period by using the sheer weight of any material.
But wouldn't you want to, like, stay underground in the first place? Wasn't that, like, the whole point of fallout bunkers?
But
Or
the protecting material must be heavy. To shield out some 99% of the radiation, you would need about 5.5 feet of wood, or 2 feet of earth, or 1 1/3 feet of concrete. Or
yeah, but,
half
like,
foot of steel.
they said that you'd have less radiation
Even though
going
the
upwards,
thickness of
wouldn't
these
they?
materials varies, they all weigh the same.
Oh, yeah, I can see that concrete, yeah. Okay, yeah, because the
Taking a
density.
house as an example, it offers a small amount of mass and distance from radiation, but not enough protection.
Look how small houses used to be in the United States. Look how small this house is. This is an average house they're using as an
It
example.
offers a small amount of mass.
This is a perfectly fine house, but I have not seen... The only reason I see houses this small is because I am from places where houses are that small. Usually they're building houses 3 times goddamn size. I just think that's interesting. I just think that's fucking interesting. And mind you, the fucking yard's huge still.
From radiation, but not enough protection in an area of heavy fallout. The solution is plain. Fallout shelters are the best defense against nuclear radiation.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, yeah,
Whether
makes
in
sense.
A home for a single family,
I guess, sure.
or a large community type in an apartment building, they offer the kind of protection from radiation you would probably need in case of a nuclear attack. But the best shelter would be worthless unless it was used. Most people find it hard to understand how silent, invisible rays, which cannot even be felt, could be so damaging. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I guess it's like the whole thing with smoke inhalation or whatever. Also, I now think about it, I never realized that, yeah, like fallout's like the thing with asbestos is like, well, I mean, I guess asbestos is like partially visible depending on how much it is, but yeah, it's like the thing with asbestos where you don't even see it, or like lead, you don't even see it. Like, honestly, the fact that they found out about the fallout so early on is actually impressive, because they just let the lead water thing go for like years and said, nah, I don't know, so we'll figure it out later. And they just kept pushing it off. And mind you, to this day, I think the lead issue is not entirely solved, but you know, we have it mostly solved. But the asbestos thing, no, we're not solving that asbestos issue. They just don't give a shit about solving that bitch. So, you know, fair enough. Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Radiation penetrates the body and attacks the cells. What is a cell, and what happens when it is attacked?
Bro, is getting attacked right now.
It's a simple organism, which reproduces itself by dividing.
They fucking knew about lead. Oh, you're right. They did know about lead. They were iffy about asbestos. They knew about lead like since like fucking 19 goddamn. Not even the leaded gasoline. Yeah, I guess you're right. Not even the leaded gasoline. I was talking about the leaded pipes. But I guess if they knew about the leaded gasoline, they would know about the leaded pipes. But I guess because they knew about the leaded pipes since the ancient days. Now think about it, didn't they? They had leaded pipes from the Romans, and the Romans like, well, it tastes good. It tastes good. I'm like, wait a second. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm just saying. We should all be able to. Never mind.
Our bodies are made up of millions of cells. They're the building blocks of our blood and tissues. Now, powerful radiation strikes, and cells are injured or destroyed.
My bad. I didn't do that.
If radiation stops before the accumulated dose is too great.
Wait, so if fallout, so I guess wouldn't. No, the Romans did know, because I saw like something about the oh wait, let me close this thing just in case it shows, like, because you know, whenever you're doing searches on fucking YouTube. Yeah, whenever you do searches on a browser, it gives you results that are similar to that. Where is that? Ableton. Anyway, let's see. Romans, lead, pipes. Plumbing. Okay, well, I mean, we gotta at least read this. Ars Technica. There are any number of facts. Oh yeah, did lead poisoning cause the fall of the Roman Empire? Let's see. Practical use. Okay, let's see. The attributed barbarian invasion, failed military campaign, economic challenges, government corruption, overrun on slave labor. Sounds like America. Just kidding. Haha. Lead pipes. Make attractive, low melting point, highly malleable, highly toxic. Let's see. Reverse effects. As the reaction video points out, reaction video. The Romans loved their lead. They used their pipes to line coffin, their pots, utensils. These are the sweetener, the air with cane sugar, and candy were quite scarce. They use it in grapes. They boil down the juices in lead. They lead ions. They syrup in lead. Variety of foods. To cook 450 recipes in a cookbook from that era called for lead. And hundreds called for syrups, which also included lead. They love their wine. They drank wine, which is also has lead. The EPA thing with lead poisoning rule. A paper. Oh, I should do a paper. Maybe people will cite me. 19 out of 30 emperors showed a preference for lead tainting food and wine. Claudius, weak limbs, gait, tremor. Is filled with melted gossip, Caligula trying to prank, mutilate people in airs, animal skins, lead poisoning. Term that Scarborough knows nothing about lead poisoning. Oh, sloppy research. They're beefing. I love when the science community beefs with each other. That's so funny to me. Their scientific paper including decades of lead poisoning, how lead pipes, aqueducts, Romans, lead pipes, isotope. 100 times as much lead of the spring water in that region, and less concentration. These concentrations weren't likely to cause serious health issues. The authors added that in their opinion, study was highly debunked. Or there could be other just as likely factors around the legend of strange behavior, Roman emperors, traumatic brain injury, strokes, tumors. Lead poisoning was an issue for. There is some evidence that lead poisoning was an issue for ancient Romans, even if it didn't directly contribute to the collapse of the empire. Dental enamels, lead samples, so it caused death, obviously. Skeletons in the sides, thigh bones, their bones had lead per gram. They had a lot of fucking lead, kidney disease. Yeah, they're more at risk of the thing. Post burial, lead coffins, high levels of lead. Let me see. So apparently it wasn't like that much lead. It wasn't even like they're like it's a lot of lead, but it's not enough to destroy the empire. Lead. Oh, I want to read this because it's so funny. Before it was dangerous, lead was the miracle mineral that we all loved. So true, NPR. Flint, Michigan. Lead is a serious menace. Miracle metal. Lead is malleable. Plumbium. If lead was like an actual okay, if lead was in like pencils, like people always said like, oh, we had lead pencils, and no, they're graphite. They're fucking graphite, right? If they were actually in like, if they're actually no, there have been a lot of dead kids because I remember kids used to just eat lead, just like the pencil graphite out of the thing. Just because they would just, yeah, I don't know why. They just used to just eat it. And it was crunchy. Lead. I wouldn't know anything about that, though. I'd never eaten that much lead. I mean, it's a little. It's like drinking. We just drink a little. We all have a little bit of lead. A little bit of lead. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of lead. But we do a little lead poisoning. Start the Romans who plumbed their famous baths. Okay, yeah, my baths are not famous though. Plumbing, lead plumbium. Sugar of lead as they called it as a direct additive. I just think that's very funny. Article in the economics saying lead is actually good for you. We should invest in lead. All those that's what I think about the New York Times in this day and age, right? The New York Times have proven themselves to be fucking kind of not a complete unreliable source, but a lot of their articles are just it's weird because it's there's a horseshoe thing when it comes to news sources and belief, right? It's because there are actual genuinely conspiracy theorists who are no, it's no news sources is good. We should believe in people who tell us to buy gold. Urgh. And they're fucking insane. But there's also the news sources that are mainstream have proven themselves to be kind of shitty because they're lined with corporate interest. So it's you gotta take the good with the bad. It's all right, well, I have to do my own research, but also they are a good source or a bad source depending on the writer, the article, or the presentation. So basically you need an amount of nuance that the average person does not even care to have. So basically I get why I especially because it's I'm very, very well aware of the of the production of a lot of these like things now, right? Because it's like you need investors or whatever. So every time you have a NPR is actually one of the good ones because I don't think because they're mostly and like PBS or NPR, they're very much like better because they're like it depends on where they get the funding from. That's the gist of it. So for NPR, I think it's from like the third party sources, not from like so it's like no matter where you get news from, it's always you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I think the matter is like is it getting funded by people who would benefit on this information being wrong or if being it a certain way? That's the gist of it, right? So if it's like NPR is like public funding basically. And I'm not sure if it's entirely from the government or like things like PBS is entirely from the from like public funding. Reese's Pieces, lead pieces. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Imagine like the crunch on that shit too. Man, they should remember like asbestos cigarettes. Let me hold up. Asbestos cigarettes. Yeah, asbestos filter cigarettes. Kent cigarettes. The Museum of Failure. Let me see if I can find a good picture of it. Yeah, okay. Peep this shit. Peep this shit. Asbestos. This shit looks like even looking at it makes me feel sickly. Like first of all, it looks like moldy already. I hate the way mold looks. It's disgusting. But also, it's like, it doesn't even like have like the cigarette color you used to, right? I will say white and light blue is an interesting color combination, but also I'm like, damn. All over America, more scientists and educators smoke Kent with a micronite filter than any other cigarette. For good smoking taste, it makes good sense to smoke Kent. It's bad when they have like a lung diagram on the search. Good lord. The cigarette that mixed asbestos with tobacco for health protection. Hold up. I gotta move the I forgot that I didn't have the chat whatever in here. You copy paste that over here. Like I need a chat box. It's like it doesn't matter. I don't even use the chat box here. Let's make sure I have it. Also, I love how the alert box is literally on the same size as my fucking avatar or whatever. Called unfathomable through lung cancer's wild. Yeah, no, it's like it's crazy how like there are actually so few people who actually like gone Walter White's route and crashed out like hardcore because they got like ultra cancer. Like that's how these laws and crimes, it's not because they want to, it's because they have to. Looks down at feet. Yeah, shout out to Kent cigarettes for being bad. I hate Kent cigarettes. Boo. But they don't even make them anymore because obviously they don't make them anymore. If they still made Kent cigarettes, I'd worry about my country even more than I already do. Kent filters best of all leading cigarette filters. What a wonderful feeling. So true. So true. But yeah, basically the lead pipes thing, we were talking about it because of the fallout.
Almost all of the damage eventually will be repaired.
I want a cigarette right now.
If radiation continues, there are some cells less able to function at top efficiency. Should the body fall behind in its recovery, severe illness or death could result.
Cancer.
The key then is the amount, the total dose of radiation received. We measure radiation the same way speed is measured by a speedometer.
Speed.
Only instead of a speedometer, we have a rate meter.
Huh?
And instead of miles per hour, we measure the rate in Roentgens per hour.
Is Roentgen a guy I'm supposed to know?
We need another device called a dosimeter to record how much radiation a person has accumulated over a period of time. In the same way we record accumulated distance in miles, the dosimeter records accumulated dose in Roentgens.
Fair enough. About a week ago, the fallout
With this in mind, let's return to background radiation.
I have no idea how this works. background
In an
radiation.
average lifetime, a person might expect to accumulate about 10 Roentgens from his natural environment.
Okay.
Not enough to affect his health.
Not from the radiation, at least. Not like the
This
skin
same
cancer,
healthy
probably.
person would need medical care if he received more than 200 Roentgens within a few days. 300 Roentgens in the same period would cause severe radiation sickness or possibly death.
Imagine being so toxic
And
you
as
got
we go
6,000
beyond
Roentgens, right?
300
600 Roentgens on you.
The danger of death increases rapidly.
You're gonna be
So
dead by
now
600.
we
Yeah,
see
never
why
mind.
shelter is vital. The difference between accumulating a large dose because of little or no shielding and a small dose because of adequate
You know what's
shielding.
crazy is that also I love how I'm purposely watching something that I would have like slept through in fucking like class. Honestly, I was like a good kid. I watched every fucking thing no matter how boring it was. And that is how I know that 12 Angry Men is a good movie, but I just had the worst experiencing watching it because it was in a loud ass class. I'm like, and also it was on the fucking board or whatever, or like one of those TVs. And they no, they did not have a good speaker. Like, so I'm like, oh well, I'm supposed to watch this shit. And I tried. Didn't have any fucking thing, but I tried. And even that, well, I was kind of enthralled with that movie. Good movie.
Shielding
A German
is the
scientist?
difference
Oh, brother.
between death and life.
I can't make
clothing,
jokes
of
about
course,
this.
could possibly provide enough shielding.
Shielding.
However, if you were to be in the open during fallout conditions, clothing would keep the particles from touching your skin. There is no...
Hold up. Cause I'm in the club with the homies. Tell me what's good. And get these hoes single. And this is my single.
No such thing as a fallout suit, but ordinary clothing would help until you could reach the safety of a shelter.
Why'd you
Then
not
the
have clothing?
fallout particles can be brushed off and outer clothing removed.
I guess. You could brush off fallout
If fallout
particles?
settles on your food, the food itself is not harmed, since radiation damages only living tissue.
I guess, yeah.
And you can easily decontaminate it using almost the same methods you use in everyday food preparation.
Honestly, I guess that's actually good advice if you are in a nuclear condition. Like, oh yeah, you don't have to throw away that food. You just gotta wash it off. I'm like, actually, that's actually good advice. But like, I hope I never have to use this advice.
Actually, even if you accidentally swallowed some fallout particles,
What?
it wouldn't kill you.
Instantly.
The effects, if any, probably wouldn't show up for years.
Probably.
Still, since there is a possibility of long-term effects, such as shortened lifespan, cancer, or hereditary damage, it's wise to remove...
You know, I just realized, why would you need to care about a hereditary damage if you are in a fucking nuclear, like, I guess, like, to repopulate the world, but I mean, like, I guess it could be like a soft nuclear attack, you know? I think at that point, they're like, well, they only use like 1 or 2 nukes. They're going to save it for later. Like, no, if they're going to nuke, like, this is 1963. I don't know what, like, part of 1963, but they didn't think, like, oh, yeah, no, it's not going to be like, they knew it was going to be, like, bad, but they didn't think about, oh, yeah, nuclear annihilation would fucking, like, kill the entirety of humanity, like, pretty much, like, as soon as it happens. If not through, like, the actual attacks or fallout, it would be through the structural integrity of society itself collapsing, basically. Which, I mean, I guess humans would become like another species on the planet, but they'd probably make their way back. Who knows? I don't know.
The radioactive particles by simply washing, wiping, or peeling. But it's vital to remember this: neither water nor chemicals can destroy radioactivity.
Oh.
The fallout particles can only be moved or washed away. Only time can reduce their potency.
Oh.
And what?
Oh, that's, I mean. Oh.
What of water? Well, here again, the same rules apply. If necessary, you could drink water containing fallout particles without worry or immediate harm. But chances are you wouldn't have to for long, for water helps to wash itself through the natural processes of sedimentation and filtration.
I guess.
And swiftly moving rivers like this would carry most fallout particles downstream. In still waters, most particles would settle quickly to the bottom. Others might remain suspended in the water for a long time, while a small percent of the radioactivity would dissolve.
Honestly, I love like how they I love this entire thing because just like even if the information is apt and still like, you know, relevant like 70 years later, like I think it's just funny that they're trying to make us think about this as if we wouldn't be completely fucking cooked. Like, you know, we're just completely fucking cooked.
The normal processing of a water treatment plant would make it safe to drink.
What are you talking about? A water treatment plant? What would, huh?
And water coming
There wouldn't even be a plant to water treat.
from a covered well.
There would be electricity to treat the water. But the best we would have are those fucking barrel things, filters. I don't know.
Would be safe from radioactive contamination. There is no problem with breathing, for air is not contaminated once the fallout is on the ground. Fallout is not a poison gas. If ventilation is needed in a shelter, a simple inverted U fitting on a ventilating pipe would keep fallout particles from entering the pipe and getting inside.
Are you sure? Is that true?
Of course, surviving a nuclear attack means more than just waiting in a shelter for radioactivity to decay to safe levels. Survival, reconstruction, and recovery.
Oh god, imagine being in a shelter with nothing to do for like months and years. Imagine. I don't want to imagine anymore.
Would involve decontamination in many areas. A very difficult job.
Unit 8 at Elman Morse. Dose rate 15 Roentgens per hour.
Okay, Unit 8.
Roentgens per hour.
Fallout would have to be removed from important areas by street sweepers. And the remaining
It's
particles
okay, guys. This nuclear apocalypse is already alright. Pretty alright.
could be flushed out of the way.
They're trying to gas it up. Like, nah, we're cooked. They're trying to gas it up. By the way, they didn't ask like the fundamental question once about the environmental damage, like the actual food production. Like this is some 1950s ass shit too.
Food would be a problem. After a nuclear attack, we would first use existing food supplies from shelters, markets, and surplus food storage. When fallout had decayed to safe levels, people could begin to work in the fields for limited periods of time.
Nuclear bombs is gonna be inconvenience now for real.
In a few areas, the land would not be suitable for food.
Like,
But
okay.
such crops as cotton could be grown.
What are we gonna do with cotton if we can't like, what are we gonna do with cotton in a after
Crops
nuclear
for human
war?
consumption would be grown in areas that had received the least fallout.
Yeah, now we're cooked.
The reason we would be able to grow and eat food planted in this land is that the transfer of radioactivity from soil to plants is extremely low.
Okay. Sure. I guess that makes sense. Maybe Fallout's developers did do their research in terms of the food thing, because you only get like a little bit of, I don't think there's much food that like gives you a lot of radiation in that game, does it?
And so if nuclear attack should ever come, in spite of every effort to avoid it, we must be able to survive and rebuild for the future. But survival can only come through knowledge. The basic facts we must all know are relatively simple. First, there is nothing new about radiation.
Okay, dog.
It has always been with us.
Yeah, I know.
What is new is the vast amount we would be exposed to as a result of nuclear explosions. Much of this danger would come to us in the form of fallout. But we are not without personal weapons or defense. One of these is time. Radiation decays, and so
Bro,
we
there's
would not have to
yapping.
take maximum precautions indefinitely. Another defense is distance. Radiating particles 50 feet away, for instance, would not affect us as much as particles a few feet away. And our third defense is mass. Any material with enough weight will keep the penetrating rays from hurting us. The greater the weight of the material between us and the particles, the safer we would be.
Fair enough.
The best way we can use all three weapons of defense is with an adequate shelter, thick enough to shield off a good part of the radiation until it has decayed to safer levels.
I wonder if there are people still in a
When
fallout
radiation
shelter.
attacks, the cells of our body are damaged. Most of them can repair themselves if the total dose over a period of time is not too high. Even though the rays penetrate our bodies, causing damage, they do not infect us and make us, or anything else, radioactive. That's why food remains good no matter how much radiation has passed through it. Fallout accidentally swallowed with water or food will do you no immediate harm, but for long-term safety, it's best to wash, wipe, or peel the food and filter the water. Even if you were caught outside under fallout conditions, ordinary clothing would keep the radioactive particles from touching your skin, but you would still need to find shelter quickly. If we remember these facts, if we act on them intelligently, we can increase our chances of surviving nuclear attack. And the key to survival is adequate shelter. That is why the federal government has a nationwide fallout shelter program. The goal is adequate fallout shelter space for every man, woman, and child.
Okay, bro. You do you. Fuck it though, bro. It's your life. I don't know. All these like old like Fallout. I can't even be mad because I'm like in the terms of like the government's perception. I'm like, well, if you're a government, why would you want to tell them like, nah, we're fucking screwed. You might as well just go and off yourself right now. Like, no, there's no reason to say that in terms of like. There's no reason to say that in terms of an actual like a governmental plan. It, like, you know, plus this is like peak propaganda, anti-communist propaganda. United States, like, of course they wouldn't like say, nah, we're cooked. Let's be real. You know, we ain't gonna survive the winter. Like, you might as well you know, pretend that it's gonna be like perfectly fine. Okay, like, all right, it's gonna be a couple weeks. Somebody, like, you know, it's gonna all blow over, guys. It's gonna all blow over. The Demon Core. Yeah, so I think it's just like the matter of the fact is that I get why it's like this, but it's just kind of a little disingenuous at best. But you know, I mean, like, you know, I'm the one going back and watching an old like Fallout thing, so I'm coming with the expectation of that. It is what it is. But I think also you kind of yapped a little bit.
And this goal can be reached. For with knowledge of radiation, we can face the facts about fallout, take action to protect ourselves, and learn how to live in the nuclear age.
Well, I think either way, the soundtrack to this thing is fucking fire though. Like, it's crazy how like they just cook with the soundtracks back in the day. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every single I love the orchestral soundtracks type shit. Like, I love that shit. Running Cinema. The World Fair. Yeah. A Kiss for Cinderella. Maybe I should just watch Dr. Caligari while I'm here. I've been meaning to watch that shit for a while. The Breath of a Nation. Made... I think we confused with the other one. Stop, thief. Nuclear Doom. Nuclear Doom. Nuclear Doom. Am I trustworthy? All these also I kind of hate how they just kind of stopped making these though. Like, if they're gonna they just kind of just stopped making informative videos for people to watch, and they're just like, I don't know, look on their website. Like, they make the videos, but they're not very well structured or easy to watch the same way. Like, I don't want to look it up. I don't care. It's not the same. It's not the same, god damn it, it's not the same. Oh, why? Are you popular? Let's try this one. Yeah, they had a budget put into them because, and what's ironic is that they had like literally like fucking 1%. They had like way less money for all this shit, and they put all the funding into like, you know, cancer. Down the gasoline trail. Uh-oh. Not about gasoline. Clutch cargo? Oh no, the clutch cargo shit. The cheap animation clutch car. Okay, they had budget, but there wasn't a big budget. Remember, it's the United States government. Oh no, this is the Jam Handy organization. Oh, this is before TV's popular.
Liquid power to run millions of automobiles everywhere.
Oh, brother.
Yet, how many know what happens to the gas after it is poured into the gas tanks, or realize the care that motor car engineers have taken to give each drop an equal chance to do its duty?
Uh-oh.
Gasoline is powerful, but each drop can give a 100% account of himself only when he finds the most efficiently designed gasoline system to help him along his journey. For a successful life,
Stop dripping. Stop dripping on me. Ew.
of gasoline depends entirely upon what happens to him after he gets in the swim. Ah.
No, ew. I bet it feels really good for the car.
Let's go after that drop.
They always hyping shit. Why are they gassing? They're literally gassing him up. They're literally gassing him up. They're literally gassing him up. That's so funny. I love these like old fucking like public domain shits because like they would have like a thing about, they'd have a fucking like they'd have a goddamn thing about reproduction, right? And they'd have like the fucking sperm stick jumping into the fucking pussy and swimming around and say, yippee, I'm gonna become a person. Like, oh my god, stop it.
Well, this is what the inside of the gas tank looks like. All right, we'll have to dive too. Here goes.
Gasoline?
No,
Boo.
this isn't the water main. It's the gas line from the tank to the engine. It's a good thing it's cool in this gas line. If it ever got warm, the gasoline would form vapor, and the pressure would hold the gas back in the tank.
Sure, hold up. Look at this weird ass sperm drop. Bro's enjoying it way too much. Calm down. You're going to work.
We won't get stuck because this pipe is on the right side of the car, while the hot exhaust is far over on the other side. This is the gasoline
Teddy
pump
ass. Teddy
that's been
ass.
pulling the gasoline along all this time.
Bro, calm down. You're going to work.
Well, here we are in the little glass bowl below the gasoline pump. It's made out of glass, so the owner can easily see any sediment collecting on the bottom and have it removed whenever necessary.
Wouldn't that be really bad to have in a car? Like, I mean, I guess it shouldn't be made out of like something like metal, but also like, man, these cars are probably fragile as shit. Those fucking gasoline lines probably broke like nobody's fucking business. It's probably so funny. It's probably so goddamn funny. Ew. What is so awkward about this shit? It's just gasoline, dog. Oh, brother.
But we can't stop long here. Guess the only place we can get out is through that screen up there. And is that going to be tough? The holes are certainly small. 14,000 of these.
This is about reproduction, isn't this? I clicked on a video about gasoline going into a pipe, but no, this is basically about reproduction. But that shit feels good for the car, I ain't gonna lie.
Tiny holes to the square inch keep dirt from reaching the carburetor. Even water can't get through this screen. Whoa, he seems to be stuck. Must be a bit of dirt clinging to him. But as soon as it comes off, he'll get through all right.
Why the fuck is he? Why is he so happy about this shit too? You're going to be evaporated. You're going to be used to power a 1935 fucking Ford. What's the Ford? I guess. Well, they still have the Model Ts back then.
Of speed, the pump automatically works harder. But we've got to keep moving on to the carburetor.
Man.
We just came through the needle valve that lets the.
Oh, he came all right. Oh, he came.
That is the float.
Wait, was it? We go back in the. It's supposed to something as a sample. Bitch, I'm in the club with the homies. Tell me what's good. And get these hoes single. And this is my single. I should make that like a. Just make the. And this is my single. As like a fucking like sound bite. And this is my single. Oh god. Bitch, I'm in the club with the homies. Tell me what's good. Anyway, I don't know. I think I can only make so many jokes about him being fucking sperm. I think you'll find something else to watch. Public domain movies. I remember the other day that I watched what's it called? A Boy and His Dog. You know what's so funny about this profile picture is that, ironically enough, Frankenstein is not public domain. Like the actual 1930s film Frankenstein is not even public domain. I think it's so funny. I did want to watch the Kubrick one, but that's like a actual movie, so I'll watch something like, what's that one movie? Oh yeah, Plan 9 from Outer Plan. Plan 9 or whatever. I might as well. Sure. Bela Lugosi? Don't mind if I do. Ew. Hold up. I know the Plan 9 from Outer. Trying to get these hoes single. And this is my single. Oh yeah. I guess. I don't know. Ref tracks. Full free movie. Yeah, I hope so. Does it have the riff track on it? That's the real question.
Because I've never been.
Criswell predicts the weather every night at 6 and 11 on.
That is true though. I do kind of like the what's it called? Great quality. All right, let's see this one is. Let's see if it's as bad as people say. Let's see if it's as complete dog ass. The Frankenstein, what's it called? There are Frankenstein films that are public domain, but like the one from 1935 or 1932, I think, is not public domain because it still like the default public domain copyright did not lapse on films since like fucking for films past 1928 or whatever. So maybe in a few years, but yeah, it's still like, so basically like I mean, of course a lot of people use like that Frankenstein, like like that version of Frankenstein, or like Frankenstein's monster, sorry, but like it's not necessarily like a legal to like, they could technically sue you for that, but I mean it's like embedded in pop culture to the point where it's like, all right, well, if you use that version of Frankenstein, it's like, what are they gonna do, like go after the billions of people who've already done it, like whatever. They'd have to go after Scooby-Doo first. And this is my single. Yo, what's crazy is that I'm Canadian.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives.
What?
And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day. We are giving you all the evidence.
I'm saying watching this is just so sad because I will never be able to match the riff tracks comedy or whatever the people want. But I've never watched riff tracks, so I guess I will have to do my own fucking thing. And this is my single.
Based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent.
Oh my God, hurry
my
up.
Friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
Jesus Christ, why is it so loud? Turn this shit down. Okay. Well, chat, what do you think about Tom Keeney? This is my single. Alright, sure, what up? Plan 9 from outer space. If it ever gets boring, I'm gonna do the moment it says, oh, it gets boring, I'm ending it. Bill Ash. Well, like Bill Ass, am I right? I should have like a, the soundbite that says, what were they thinking? Shout out to Bela Lugosi. He's been dead. Shout out to Bela Lugosi, though. William C. Thompson. I guess any actor in this is probably dead by now. It's crazy. I was watching, what's it called? I was watching that one other movie, Manos, The Hands of Fate, or Manos, The Manos of Fate. And I realized that like even the youngest kid in there is like probably dead by now. It's kind of scary. Edward Wood, not Ed Wood, who only did like this movie. I'm saying you do not want to be written. This is not quite Quentin Tarantino, if you know what I mean.
All of us on this earth know that there is a time to live and that there is a time to die. Yet death is always a shock to those left behind. It is even more of a shock when death, the proud brother, comes suddenly without warning. Just at sundown, a small group gathered in silent prayer around the newly opened grave of the beloved wife of an elderly man. Sundown of the day, yet also the sundown of the old man's heart. For the shadows of grief clouded his very reason.
Huh. Try to pitch to the story, guys. We have to know.
The funeral over, the saddened group left the graveside.
The narrator doing this shit over the fucking like movie. I don't know why he would like. Why is there like a narrator even in this film? They say show don't tell, but I'm telling. I don't want them to tell me. I want them to show me.
It was when the gravediggers started their task that strange things began to take place.
Gravedigger, wherever time that dig on me, he take the money when I'm in need.
Yep, right on schedule. There's the old San Fernando Valley out there now.
You better radio in for landing instructions, Danny.
Right, Jeff. Burbank Tower, this is American Flight 812. Over. Wouldn't surprise me any if he's asleep this time of the morning.
American Flight 812, this is Burbank Tower. If I were asleep, you'd never get on the ground. In your case, maybe I'll leave you up there for good. Over.
You got me that time, Mac. This American Flight 812 requesting...
Jesus Christ.
Burbank Tower.
Really?
American Flight 812. Over. Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Over.
Holy mackerel.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Are you in trouble?
Trouble? Take a look for yourself.
World.
That's nothing from this world.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812.
Was there anyone...
Are you in trouble?
Made it.
Was there anyone who was ever fooled by that, like, quote-unquote special effect? I know it was the 1950s, but I'm like... I mean, I guess it's like, you know, you gotta, like, have, like, a sense of, like, what's it called? Like, you know, separation, right? Like, okay, I'm willing to accept certain things. But I'm like, that would instantly take anyone who's like, yeah, the Einstein car full screen. Oh shit, let me see this shit. Oh wait, no, green screen. Not Albert Einstein, green screen. Somehow the other search was more right than this other one, actually. Wow. Whoa, guys. Holy crap. He does not look very enthralled with this flying car. This is like vintage shit posting. I can't get enough of this. I don't know why. One of the most revered lauded scientists ever creating a shit post of him and his wife fly in a flying car. They're like, this is not sync up whatsoever. Just sort of fucking around and giggling in a stationary vehicle. That's so funny. Shout out to Einstein. He was just fucking around. He's fucking around. He's just fucking around. Wasn't he like
The effect upon all nations, and not least upon the Germans, of the fate of slavery would be a heavy blow. I will add a few words.
That's true. It's like the same thing. I watched the what's it called? Like hold up. What's it called? Because I watched the Kurt Vonnegut lecture, and I read Slaughterhouse-Five first, and I don't know why, but I imagine he had because all that movie was about him being in Dresden, but I realized, like, wait a second, no, he's like an American.
Now then, where the hell are we?
But also, I did not imagine him having like an old man voice. I don't know why.
I've lost track of how long I've been speaking because I didn't start my stop.
I don't know why I didn't imagine him having an old man voice. He is an old man. He was an old man. Now he's not. I guess he's an older man at this point, but that's not the point. Shout out to Kurt Vonnegut. I need to read all of his books. Kurt Vonnegut is like, you know, it's a writer. You gotta, you know, you gotta read at least once in your life if you like books.
Welcome. Part of the beauty of being at a university is having events like this, encounters with great thinkers and artists. And
all right, I get it.
Him after being forced to read his books in school.
Forced.
Although unusual for this form, Mr. Vonnegut's science fiction is frequent.
What are you expecting? I don't know. I expected them like I expected him to have like a voice like he died in 2007. I expected him to have a voice like kind of like Albert Einstein until I realized why he's American because he's not German. And then after that, I expected them to have like a really hard Western voice, like Hunter S. Thompson for some reason. I think Hunter S. Thompson is the default writer for me at this point. Hunter S. Thompson interview. Let's see. Yeah. Like anytime I do see a writer, I just think they have like
Hunter, you started out,
this fucking voice.
I believe, as a sports writer.
This man's
Then you went to
fucking insane.
Latin America, and you were a correspondent there for a while for the National Observer. Then you finally came to something that you call gonzo journalism. And you've done that mostly for Rolling Stone, I think, is sort of a national correspondent for them. Is that right?
Yeah.
What is gonzo journalism, and why do you call it that?
That word has really plagued me because first I realized I was doing something different. It's at some point, really, for Scanlan's magazine rather than Rolling Stone, even before Rolling Stone.
And this is like him on like his accent's thick even whenever he's like talking casually. So whenever he's talking, like, I mean, honestly, the version in the films obviously has to be a little bit like, exaggerated, but no, it's pretty fucking accurate for what I'm saying.
But I wasn't really in this country when the new journalism sort of began. And I wasn't sure I was doing that. But I was sure I wasn't doing, what we call straight journalism.
Right.
And after I'd done a story in the Kentucky Derby for Scanlan's, a friend of mine who had covered the New Hampshire primary with me in '68, who's from Boston, and I'd recalled him using this word gonzo in a sort of
Yeah, fuck the movie. I'm just gonna watch interviews from random artists.
indefinable kind of way is kind of nice,
I need
crazy.
I want to watch that entire Kurt Vonnegut lecture. I think I like his. I just need a reason to read more Kurt Vonnegut because I saw this one Twitter account who makes like weird gay visual novels, and they posted that they're reading Kurt Vonnegut along with like Cardcaptor Soccer or something. And I was like, oh yeah, this is fire.
I look out at all you Adams and Eves out here and realize how wide a generation gap can be. I used to be an Adam.
And this is in 2004.
But I'm a Methuselah now. And when you get to be my age, you start asking your kids what life is all about. And I asked my son Mark Vonnegut, so named in honor of Mark Twain,
so true,
what life was all about. He's a pediatrician. And he gave what I think is a very good answer. He said, we are here to help each other get through this thing, whatever it is. So I tell you that.
He's so true. So right for that.
I want to say, too, that no matter how corrupt our government and corporations and Wall Street and news media may yet become,
Wow. Some things never change.
music will still be perfectly wonderful.
He's spitting. He's spitting facts. He's spitting. He's spitting.
And if I ever die, God forbid, I want this for my epitaph. Is the only proof he ever needed of the existence of God was music.
That's why he's spitting. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. And he got it, bro. He knows. He got it.
This is a good place to say that, isn't it? Now then, I'm here to make news this afternoon to put Cleveland on the map. I am not running for president, although I know that a sentence, in order to be complete, has to have both a subject and a verb.
That's a deep cut.
Nor will I confess
I don't know what he's talking about.
that I sleep with children. I will say, though, that my wife is the oldest person I ever slept with.
Okay. Man, that's a dangerous joke. That's a dangerous joke. He managed to land it. That's a dangerous joke.
Here's the big news. I am suing Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company of Louisville, Kentucky, for billions, I hope. And though you lawyers here, those in law school, be interested in this case, I think. I have never smoked anything but Pall Malt since I was 11 years old. This is a Brown and Williamson product.
Man, that is. I just forgot that like every writer, like again, you could like there's a difference between if you study like the arts, like you actually study the arts, right, and you actually like listen like think biographies, you have a fundamentally different view on people than like if you don't, because you know, I think the matter is like people who like read up on artists who are like from back in the day, they realize like no, like Kurt Vonnegut was a fairly like functional, rational guy, and I think he like had like a couple of, I think it's like 3 wives or something though. But like, yeah, it's like the matter of like every single author has like five fucking wives and like 15 trillion kids and like and did like all the drugs in the alphabets, and they smoked cigarettes when they were literally like -1 years old or some shit. And I'm like, it is so funny to me that like, you know, we view them so fundamentally different now because of the social media age. I just think that's interesting because like, you know, I don't think it's necessarily like I don't know. It's just funny to me.
On their package, for several years now, they've promised to kill me, but I'm still alive. 81 years old. Thanks a lot, you dirty rats. The last thing I ever wanted was to be alive when the 3 most important, most powerful people on the face of the earth were named Bush, Dick, and Colin.
I love fucking Kurt Vonnegut because this is how his books feel, man. His books are like a fucking stand-up routine. I love this shit. I can't get away from this shit. I love his fucking comedic chops.
Who do I want to run on the Democratic ticket for president? Well, we need an actor as our form of government now is television, a made-for-television movie. So we need an actor like Arnold Schwarzenegger, an actual movie star. Is I think Paul Newman, maybe.
Nothing about
I would
it.
say Peter Jennings, but he wasn't born in this country. He's born in Canada. I have to say that it must be kind of spooky for you people here at Case to be in a great institution like this one with its laboratories and lecture halls and libraries, knowing that this institution is within the borders of a country where truth and reason and lessons of history do not apply. And
this really is a stand-up routine, isn't it? Because sometimes you just do be having like you say like, oh, people just be saying like, damn, true. Because what's it called? Whenever you reach the true section of like a comedy routine, like that's what I hate. I watched like a couple of those, like I watched Dave Chappelle for a while until I realized like, oh wait a second, I don't think I like Dave Chappelle anymore. And then there's like just like it like when like some of it was funny, and then half of it is like it's like the true section. It's like everyone just clapping for a while, just saying like it's like literal like political opinions in unedited English. I'm like, okay, I think the matter is like I think you have to set up like use that to set up a joke at least, though. You know what I mean? That's the main thing about it. But you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna think on comedy. Comedy, you can do anything you want. But I think it's like a matter of just like, you know, it just kind of said something about it. Like, damn, it's been all this time, and you just, you know, you just saying your like political opinions in plain English instead of using it to set up a joke. You know what I mean? Like that's the second fucking half of one of his shows. Like, god damn it.
News, and there's bad news this afternoon, Case. The bad news is that the Martians have landed in New York City. They're staying at the Waldorf. The good news is that they only eat homeless men, women, and children of all colors, and they pee gasoline.
I think that is literally something you said in the book one time.
Now, only kidding, of course. Now, as you know, so you'll know whether I'm kidding or not, I'll go like this. That means I'm kidding. If it turns out that Cleveland is likely to be attacked by terrorists, I'll go like this. Don't get the two signals mixed up.
Of course.
Now, I'll have an experiment here. I will say something I obviously don't believe and then signal that I'm not being serious. All right, how about this? Is join the army and defend democracy, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong signal.
Man, I do, like, my whole thing about it was, for like 20 minutes of material, yeah. The comics try to be relatable, always bring it back to a punchline, otherwise who cares? Exactly, this was recorded in 2004, I think. Yeah, 2004, yeah, the beginning of 2004, too. So yeah, the thing about, like, Kurt Vonnegut's book comedy, I remember I read, like, his, like, fucking, like, one of those, like, I love reading his, essays. I love reading nonfiction. And, like, I love just how, like, in 2004, he was already critical of the United States. I mean, you know, not already for him. Like, he fought in fucking World War II, right? But, like, it's just so funny, like, you know, that every generation rediscovers, like political criticism as if it's a brand new thing. Like, nah, he was going to do this shit way back. And it's so funny to me because, like, specifically, like, his way of doing it was, like, just pushing the absurd to its limit. And, you know, I fuck with it heavy. I fuck with it.
Well, anyway, seriously, if you keep up with current events the way I do in supermarket tabloids, then you know that
I love how Kurt Vonnegut might actually have more comedic material than some of these comedians out here.
a team of Martian anthropologists has been studying us for the past 10 years. They went home last week because they knew how really awful global warming was about to become.
You're spitting.
Their space vehicle, incidentally, wasn't a flying saucer. It was more of a flying soup tureen.
Soup tureen.
And they are little, all right. They're only 4 inches high, but they aren't green. They're mauve. Anyway, by way of farewell, their little mauve leader
little mauve leader.
Tanny-wanny, Tony little voice.
He's going bar for bar. You go wrist for wrist.
Two things about our culture no Martian could ever understand. And I won't imitate her voice, as I can't go that high. What is it, she squeaked. What can it possibly be, she squeaked, about blowjobs and golf.
About blowjobs and golf.
What is it like to be this old? Thanks to Brown and Williamson, I can't parallel park with a dam anymore, so please don't watch when I try to do it. Yes, and to all practical purposes, I am now a flaming neuter.
This reminds me that what's it called? Whenever I read what's it called? I need to read more of his shit. I need to read more of his shit because do I download it? I forgot. I feel so bad because I'm like, man, there's so many like good books, and I've only like read like a couple of them. But like he's like one of the authors that really got me in the reading.
Hello,
Like,
BookTube.
let's just go through this real quick. I remember I have a copy of like what's it called? Cat's Cradle, and it's like an old book. I want all the copies with like the Kurt Vonnegut covers because all of his covers for books are like really cool looking. Like they're all like really impressionist.
Play a Piano, published in 1952. And a step backward after making a wrong turn is a step in the right direction. Play a Piano follows the story of an engineer that lives in a world dominated by a supercomputer and run completely by machines. This is an excellent dystopian work that borrows some world building.
Also, I forgot what jobs he had after the war because I remember he like in like a lot of his whatever nonfiction work, he just described all of them, and I confused like, yeah, I forgot he had like a lot of like different jobs. I remember he's like a one of them was like that he was a computer guy or something. Like he's very like good at computering.
From some books like Brave New World and puts the focus on technology, removing the need for human laborers. At this point, Vonnegut hadn't quite defined his absurd writing style, as this book is told in a more linear and plot-driven fashion. I think it could have been tightened just a little bit, but I think it was rather prescient, with some of those themes still being relevant today. For this one, I'm thinking a high B to a low A, and since this one is a little bit underrated in my opinion, I'm going to show it some love and put it in A. If we compare this to Vonnegut's grade of a B and a Goodreads average rating of 3.90, I might have enjoyed this slightly more than some. I will admit that it is a slight step below some of his best works, but it's still an excellent.
Wait, Vonnegut grade his own books? Because that's kind of raw. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's kind of fucking raw. Because grading your own books is kind of fire. I grade my own video. I should do a tier list of my own videos. Someone should make a tier list of every publicly available Maple video and say, oh yeah, Maple do a tier list of them. Because I'd have to watch all my videos again, and that'd be torture.
The Sirens of Titan, published in 1959.
Also, I forgot he made books in the 50s. I thought he only made books in the 60s and plus, but yeah, he did make a couple of books in the 50s.
Why good cannot triumph as often as evil. The triumph of anything is a matter of organization. If there are such things as angels, I hope that they are organized along the lines of the Mafia. The Sirens of Titan is a space adventure that features the richest man on Earth, a character that materializes on different planets, and a robot dog built by aliens.
Notice how like the way they have to describe the book is like very like vague, and it's like, how do you even describe like some of these books? I don't know. But I really need to get back into reading them. I feel so thing about it. I'm like, oh man, I'd be so satisfied reading more Kurt Vonnegut. Let's just stop the stream right now. Stop the stream. Stop the count. I need to read more Kurt Vonnegut. Stop the count. Stop the count.
This tight, less plot-driven book takes a comedic but poignant look at the themes of free will and the purpose of humanity. The Sirens of Titan made me laugh, but it also had a huge emotional
Also made me cry.
There's a chapter that describes an alien species called harmoniums, and it's one of my favorite things that I've ever read. For me, this is an A+ work. Vonnegut himself gave The Sirens of Titan an A.
Oh, it must have been good. He said, nah, this shit was fire. I cooked.
Personally, I think this is a great place to start with Vonnegut's work. Mother Night, published in 1961. We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. Mother Night is the memoir of a character on trial for war crimes as a propagandist during World War II. But he claims he was a double agent working for the Americans. This can be a heavy read and doesn't include as many comedic or science fiction elements as some of his other books. However, I found it to have a lasting impact on me. It's an honest look at truth and morality, and I remember thinking about the ending for days after having finished it. I think this is another all-time great achievement, and I'm also going to give it an A+. I'm going to put it in the tier just behind The Sirens of Titan. Vonnegut graded Mother Night as an A, and it has a 4.23 rating on Goodreads.
Interesting.
It's not his most read, but that is actually his highest rating on Goodreads.
Whoa.
Cat's Cradle, published in 1963. No wonder kids grow up crazy. A cat's cradle is nothing but a bunch of X's between somebody's hands, and little kids look and look and look at all those X's. And no damn cat and no damn cradle. In Cat's Cradle, Dr. Felix Honecker has left a deadly legacy to the world.
Felix Honecker is a very funny name.
Ice 9, a lethal chemical capable of freezing the entire planet. The search for its whereabouts leads to a crazed dictator in the Caribbean. I remember finishing Cat's Cradle and thinking, this is the best book I've ever read.
Whoa.
And it made my favorite for the next 10 years.
No
Why did I like
way.
it so much? Well, firstly, I think it's one of Vonnegut's funniest books. The story plays out in unexpected ways, and Vonnegut has just such a clever and amusing way of wording things. And secondly, I think it combines the themes of free will, religion, and technology in a way that's completely absurd, and yet somehow makes total sense. For me, this is absolutely an A.
I think I need to read some of these books. I need to read some of these books. I need to read some of these books. I can't watch this anymore because okay, actually, wait, hold up.
Plus, and I'm gonna have. It's hot in the summer and cold in the winter.
Let's just see the end tier list because it's Wow, Breakfast of Champions that low? That's the one I hear about the most. Also, there's no S tier. No. Should I say?
Slaughterhouse 5.
Oh, I used to quote So It Goes.
So It Goes.
It is what it is.
Slaughterhouse 5, Billy Pilgrim comes unstuck in time and travels back and forth between his life as a civilian
It is what
and
it
his
is.
time as a soldier during World War II. Slaughterhouse 5 is one of the great anti-war novels and
So
explores
true.
the themes of death and mental illness through a non-linear structure. His use of sci-fi concepts including time travel and aliens help explore some rather heavy subject matter in a darkly funny manner. I think the famous quote, "So it goes," encapsulates Vonnegut's talent of phrasing complex and important ideas in a simple and amusing way. I found Cat's Cradle just that little bit funnier and connected to it in a slightly more personal way, but it's hard to understate how important this novel is. For me, it's definitely another A+.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the
Also
GOAT.
rated Slaughterhouse 5 an A+, and it has a Goodreads rating
As he said, like this shit's terrible. This shit was ass.
And if you only choose one of his books to read, you wouldn't be making a bad choice picking this one. Breakfast.
Okay, I need to know why you think that. Wait, when was Slaughterhouse 5? Slaughterhouse 5 was late 60s, a couple of years ago.
Healthy only to the extent that our ideas are humane. In Breakfast of Champions, the aging writer Kilgore Trout finds, to his horror, that a Midwest car dealer is taking his fiction as truth. This is one of Vonnegut's most absurd novels, and I remember hearing it described as something along the lines of getting all the silliness out of his head. This book features a number of drawings done by Vonnegut that are rather cartoonish. And
Yeah, I love his drawings.
It tackles the themes of free will and mental health in an ironic fashion. I found this book funny at times, but I didn't connect with it on as deep a level.
Wow.
So, for me, I'm going to say this one is a high C.
That's the
I know it's a lot
one.
of people's favorite, and it has a 4.07 rating on Goodreads, but Vonnegut also graded it as a C. So it might just depend on what you value in a reading experience and what you're in the mood for.
Interesting.
That actually brings us to the halfway point.
Yeah, there's a lot. He has like, I think the main thing about like going and getting into an author with like as long as a discography, bibliography as Kurt Vonnegut. Actually, Kurt Vonnegut, I think he does have technically has a discography because he has like I think some kind of album that he has, like a thing kind of album. What's it called? Album? A spoken word piece album, maybe. I forgot.
Here's a quick word from today's sponsor, bananas. They're yellow and delicious.
So real.
Why am I partnering with bananas? Because every sponsorship offer I get is powered by AI. And I don't want to help earn the robots money. I'd rather give my money to bananas.
No, don't do it. You're giving your money to warmongers. No. You're giving what you're I love how like that's why I started the stream with saying bananas are somehow like all goes back to bananas. All goes back to bananas. Imagine that. Imagine that. Hello, Digon. Imagine that. No ethical consumption under capitalism. Oh no. It's like that same thing with like the Eric Andre. Do you fund Irish? What's it called? Do you fund something death squads and blah 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 and Mongolia or some shit? Yeah.
Slapstick, published in 1976. If you can do no good,
Yeah, we fucking hated it.
do no harm. Slapstick is an apocalyptic vision as seen through the eyes of the current King of Manhattan and the last President of the United States. Similar to Breakfast of Champions, Slapstick is at the higher end of the absurdity spectrum, and while I did find it entertaining, there were times where I found it slightly more silly than I did funny. It was an interesting read because one of the themes revolved around the idea of placing more emphasis on common decency than love. And this was something I went back and forth on because I did agree with the notion of promoting more decency, but I also felt a little bit conflicted about reducing the importance of love. For me, Slapstick was a C, and even though I am going to put it at the bottom, it still gave me a lot to think about. Vonnegut
Nice.
rated Slapstick as a D.
Damn, he hated
although
that
he
shit.
did say later on that he was a little harsh on it because of some of the negative reviews.
Oh.
Goodreads has it at a 3.86. I don't think any Vonnegut book is a D, but I would agree that for me, it was towards the lower end of the list. Jailbird, published in 1979. I was making my mind as blank as possible, you see, since the past was so embarrassing and the future so terrifying.
That's such a good quote. That will never stop applying. That will never stop applying to humanity.
Jailbird is narrated by Walter S.
Not gonna lie,
Scott,
I'm getting cooked.
a man recently released from minimum security prison after serving time for his small role in the Watergate scandal.
Oh,
Explores
what? The
relationships
Watergate
between
scandal.
Workers and corporations and politicians. as well as featuring a small cameo from Kilgore Trout.
Yo, my man's
But I didn't
back.
find it quite as memorable as
That's
some of his other works,
crazy.
so I'm going to put it in the B category, just below God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. Vonnegut thought slightly higher of it, grading it as an A, and this was actually the last book he wrote before Palm Sunday, so we won't have Vonnegut ratings for the final 5 novels. The Goodreads...
Oh yeah, Palm Sunday was like in the mid 80s. So that's yeah. He rated his own books in the I think it was like 80s or maybe yeah, it was like the mid like around the 80s or so that he had wrote Palm Sunday, which is a collection of like his like nonfiction work somewhat. He had like two collections of nonfiction work basically, right? So there was please don't dox me. Sunday Kurt one. Yeah, the issue with never search locations on a browser. Thank God I don't use Google, because Google would say, do you want ad for insert location here? Palm Sunday is like 1981 short story, speeches, essays, letters, and the public unpublished works. So yeah, the other cover looks better, but also this is so funny. Like this is such a generic like professor like ass photo of Kurt Vonnegut. I like the cover he made better, but yeah. Kurt Cobain after Kurt Vonnegut. Lighting Village person. Yeah, Mr. McCarthy. Kurt Vonnegut Jr. I Lost by Edison. There's a lot of different essays. Self-interview from the Paris Review. Yeah, there's a lot of these. He was a big fan of Mark Twain. He feels about Mark Twain the way I feel about Kurt Vonnegut. Fear and Loathing. Oh yeah, he probably was Fear and Loathing. So he probably was a fan of what's the other dude's name too? Collection. Yeah, it's a compilation of just a bunch of different like writings he basically had. A treatment for a musical comedy based on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh, that's why he's the GOAT. Introduction to a new edition of Slaughterhouse 5. Sermon. Also, yeah, chapter 18, the sexual revolution. He grades his own works and find the grades are personal comparison rather than a placement in literary history. Yeah, he hated Happy Birthday 1 to June and Slapstick. It was funny because he hated Slapstick and he wrote it fairly recently in comparison to the other ones. Also, it is storming very bad here right now. It's like the thing is I'm trapped. I'm trapped. But be so mad I need today, by the way. I don't plan on eating at all today, actually. I have a bottle of half a bottle of tap water here. I'm ready to stream for 10 hours. Take a little sip of this, right? Watery. Yummy. But yeah, Cannon the Kurt Vonnegut bibliography is very interesting. Publishes Utopia 14 in 1954, and then a player piano was. What the fuck? How do you get published as one thing, that get published as another thing, and they get published back as another thing? That's like me changing the titles of my songs halfway through. The bananas. I don't have any bananas. Oh, they had the first version. Okay, yeah. The novel depicts a dystopia of automation, partly by the author's time working in General Electric. So yeah, I was read about him working as an electrician or like as like an engineer or something, because that's what he did after World War II. But he had that in the essay. I do find it interesting, like how like it's like the same thing. Like authors develop their styles like a long way, like a good way into their career, honestly. So it's like, because you have to just know like so much shit to like develop a style rather than just like do other things. Like but I think there's like some people have a moment, some people have like a various level of moments. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of them. Cat's Cradle, Slaughterhouse 5. Yeah, Slaughterhouse 5 and Breakfast of Champions. And I forget that sometimes, books take a while to like write. So they're like, oh, honestly, him writing this many books is actually pretty impressive. I mean, because it's so crazy. Like one of my favorite books, which is what's it called? It's the one with the red and the white horse around it. The really cool cover. It's the one with the kid with the hunting hat. I forgot the name of that book. Time Quake. It's kind of crazy. It's like semi-autobiographical. And I mean, yeah, because after that, it's so crazy. He just like stopped writing novels at that point. But I guess he was just, yeah, he's good. So I guess the other short fiction. I guess he had like a bunch of other stuff he was doing. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Short interviews. Man Without a Country. That I read this one too. Yeah, the Man Without a Country is the one I read like, I don't know if it was Palm Sunday or Man Without a Country that I read like a bunch of times. I think it was Man Without a Country that I read a couple of times. But I read both of those too. I love those I love those. Oh yeah, his collection of writing as an editor of his college newspaper. Man. Oh yeah, it was also I checked out while Mordor was asleep. But it wasn't like I didn't read that much into it. Wasn't in schools. I mean, yeah, a lot of his stuff was in schools, but like man, I think certain ones were. But Slaughterhouse 5 definitely was. But I didn't get it in my school. I wasn't required to read Kurt Vonnegut, which just sucks because I'm like, that's the one fucking book that I would have loved. Because I read it on my own, like this is fucking fire. I think I saw it like at like fucking thrift store or something. Plays. Oh, he wrote plays. He wrote a couple of plays. Short stories. Yeah, he writes a lot of short stories. I remember this one was a this one's actually, I think this one's public domain actually. Yeah, this one's public domain. To be or not to be. Logan's Run, George Orwell. Let's listen to it.
To Be or Not to Be by Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Read by Mark Nelson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings
it's public domain.
Are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org.
All right, well let's check it out. Actually, let's check out that book. Since it's public domain, we can read it right here on stream. Hold up. Actually, well, I don't want to read it out.